Welcome back to Life and Style. This is Ask Pastor Chris. You know this segment. We get people to come in and be on the panel and we talk about topical issues. We get their discussion, their views, their perspective, their perceptions about various things. We mostly bring in young people to this. If you want to be part of the Ask Pastor Chris, send us a message on WhatsApp 0700574747. If you want to text us, it's 22841. Remember, our hashtag is KTN Life and Style, and follow us on our social media platforms at KTN Life_Style, that is for Twitter and Instagram, and KTN Life and Style, that is for Facebook. I'm joined by these wonderful people. It's the last Wednesday of the year, it's the last Wednesday of the year, and I'm joined by these wonderful people. We're going to be talking about Scratch My Back as I Ace Yours. That means what makes young people feel like they've got to go beyond ethical standards for them to get good grades. I'm going to start the introduction right to my left, my right. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Ishiola Kushiali from Daystown.
All right. I needed to get that name, man. That's you got some good name. All right. Right over here, close to me.
I'm Papias Babu from the Multimedia University of Kenya.
Okay. All right.
I'm Aileen Burudi, Multimedia University of Kenya.
All right.
I'm Kelvin Ongori.
And the gentleman out there. And
I'm Elikevin Ariko from the Multimedia University of Kenya.
All right. Why do people have to go beyond what is ethically acceptable for them to get the good grades?
It's okay. For me, I think ethics is the acceptable code of conduct in a society. If we go against the ethics, then it means we are doing something really bad. Yeah, for students, we're in an education system whereby our expectations, so let's say our future, is determined by what we get, let's say in a class, the exam papers that we sit. So I think students go against ethics in pursuit for marks because they want a bright future ahead.
So there is that sense of pressure?
Yeah, there's the pressure. Like, if you fail, then it means you don't have a future in our system.
But you know that is not always the case, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do students, would you do that? Before I even ask why they do, would you do that? Would you?
Not really.
You wouldn't?
Yeah.
You would want to earn your marks and your grades?
Yeah, I'd actually want to be someone I worked for. Yeah.
All right. But why do you think people do that?
I think what you said is true. It's because of the pressure from the society, from your parents, from everyone. They want you to get first-class honors, and you do anything. Okay, some people would do anything to get to where people want them to get to. So at the end of the day, I just think it comes back to the pressure, and maybe you yourself, you won't mind really as long as you get the grade you like to get.
Is there a role that laziness plays in that?
Yeah.
Apart from the pressure?
Yeah. I think the modern youth likes easy things. Yeah. So an easy grade means he won't work as hard as he would have if he wouldn't have gone on the easier route.
So we love shortcuts.
Yeah.
We want to get the victory without a fight.
Yeah.
We want to get the harvest without a seed. Would you work your way around to get grades?
I think I'd rather just get my grades the right way. But the fact that it's becoming a trend, most people are into it. They believe that you don't need to work hard in class to get your grade. You don't need to go ahead, attend classes, and do your assignments and do everything that is supposed to be done to get a good grade. So because it's a trend, and you find most people saying, I didn't do it, all I did was, I did this other unethical things, and I still made it, and they were not caught, so why can't I do it? But I think I'd rather not do it.
You'd rather work your way around?
Yeah.
Kelvin, why do you, in your own mind, why do you think that people would find their way around?
I think basically it's because society, the way society has framed success, it has framed success in a way that if you don't really get good grades, then you cannot be looked up to. So in that way, they measure success with what you get in school, but not the person himself, the content of the character of the individual.
But don't you all think that good grades are also important?
They are,
Yeah.
but in the society, the trend starts so early. When you're through with your high school studies, only the students who did well are shown on TVs, radio stations, all that, and the rest are forgotten. So when you join campus, you want to be like them in some way. So,
And I was going to come to that because when you're talking about university students or college students, they're supposed to be the ones that passed their exams.
yeah.
They're supposed to be the ones that worked hard. And at the point that they were passing the exams in high school, they didn't have to do any favors. They were young people, primary school, they just worked hard. Where do they lose the fight?
It's okay. My take on this is that in a high school system, like we are all there for books and maybe the breaks and the games. But in campus, you realize that you're becoming mature. There's more to life than just sitting there and reading the books. You should fix time, find how you can fit into societies and clubs that are more involved in the outside work, not just in school. Yeah, after school, I think you're going to meet the real world outside there waiting for you. You're going
So
to
what
chase after
you're
the
saying
jobs.
is that a college, there is an exposure level that the young people have,
Yeah,
which
it's
they
an
were never
exposure.
prepared for.
Yeah.
So they don't know how to handle that.
Yeah, they don't know how to handle that, so they should be learning how to handle that the time they're in campus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we really prepare for college life?
Not really. We are not well prepared for college life. When you're in high school, I think teachers are just too strict and they tend to ensure they put that pressure so that you work hard. But come to college and a lecturer who comes to class says what he has come to say and doesn't even care. Whether you listened or not, whether you took notes or not, that's none of his business. Some lecturers don't even care whether you ever attended their classes. They don't care. So I think maybe the pressure that is put either in high school should be also put in campus, or the pressure that is in high school should be reduced so that people are well prepared to know that you just need to use your common sense and know you need to work hard. You need to be in class.
So we're talking about an issue of a culture shock. Do you agree with this, that when people shift, they transition from high school, sometimes they suffer culture shock in the learning methods?
Yeah, I think that's true because we're not given time to actually embrace the fact that you're done with high school and think about your life or what you do, because you'd find someone who'd finish high school and after like 6 months they're already in university and they're doing a course they really didn't want to do, or maybe it looked exciting then but it's not anymore, and life becomes serious. You know, when you're in class and you don't understand what's going on and you feel like you're just floating, that's when you actually think about, you know what, I can find something better to do, like I can look for favors and scratch someone's back for me to get good grades. So I think we need more time to actually transition from high school to university and involve ourselves in other issues apart from school, because in high school you're just reading and reading and reading, so you need a break from all that.
And it's usually, I don't know whether they still do that. Do they still do those, the options? You know,
In campus or in high school?
in high school?
Yes, you still have options to take.
So you're getting into a world where you're responsible for your decisions. And then it seems like every decision has so much weight to it. Is the pressure just from college or is it also from home?
I guess it's from home as well, because maybe, for example, in a setup where maybe your dad was an engineer, so he will like you to take certain subjects that will lead you into pursuing engineering, but he knew you're not really up for that. Maybe you want to do arts or something else, so you'll end up cheating so that you can please your dad at home. And that whole thing just, and at the end of the day, after you have done maybe up to the bachelor's, you put that certificate away and go and pursue something else because it was never meant for you.
Could it also be that, you know, the fear of, not just because of the course that you're doing, because sometimes you don't want to disappoint them with the course, but also just that fact that you're going home, you have been what they've been looking at as a bright child, and then people hear that you failed in campus. Could that also be part of the pressure that makes people feel like they need to find favors?
Yeah, that's very true. That's another source of the pressure. For, let's say, when you're in high school, you pass so well, and there's this change in the society that's always looking at you. In the back of your mind, you're always going to have that pressure. If I fail, and let's say one of these days, this child comes to find my transcript, you'll be seeing all those D's and E's, or let's say the supplementaries. Then it means the child won't look at you again as somebody, as a mentor. Yeah.
Is it just for the child? Is it for you? Because I'm thinking, you know, if I've been getting good grades, primary school, high school, then I'm getting to the university. I used to get my A's, and then I'm getting here, and the lecturer tells me I'm getting D's, and I'm still supposed to be the same person. Isn't that a cracking place? You know, you just feel like you cannot take that. You're not used to failing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's another reason. It's the fact that maybe you've been performing very well, and I think now it's good the fact that Matiang'i is so strict, because most schools, students are just using unethical ways in high school to also get those good grades. Then after that, they come to campus, you got an A. But doing even a simple course is an issue because you didn't get a genuine grade. But I'd rather a person who got a C and does medicine, and it's a genuine C. It's a C that he or she read for. And so when they come to campus, they know I have to read. I have to read and get my, you know, that person will definitely perform well. But look at a person who didn't pass well. They got that A because of cheating in exams. Then you come to campus, you get that, you know, you get that course, medicine, and again, you have to read. And now in campus, there are so many issues, so many pressures. You're now facing the culture shock, and you just can't balance. So, of course, there will be supplementaries and so many failures.
Is it a failure with our value system that we are celebrating the wrong things and we don't celebrate the right things? Is it a failure with the value system? And who could take it up?
I think, as I said earlier, is that we have valued grades more than what really makes up the grade. The grades that somebody gets in school, because somebody who has honestly gotten a C and somebody who has cheated to get an A, they're not on the same par when it comes to integrity. And society will not really applaud the guy who has gotten a C. He will applaud the crook with an A. So you'd rather cheat and get the A so that you can be applauded and boost your ego.
You're saying that, and I'm thinking of something that I stumbled on one time on social media of that there's this parent, so he's parading his children. One is an engineer, one is a professor, one is a doctor, then one is a thief, and he says, there's only one who makes money. And he's a thief, you know, because the rest of them are jobless. So are we at that place? You feel that is where we are at, that, you know, as long as you can get a job, get some money coming, then we celebrate that. We don't care how you got it.
Yeah.
Do men struggle with the issue of the lecturers?
In my case, I haven't.
Not your case, I'm talking about men. Do men struggle with the issue of lecturers? Because whenever we talk about that, the perception or the easiest thing for anybody to think is that ladies try to win favors. But are there cases where men are trying to win favors also?
Yeah. Mostly when the lecturers are ladies.
What about if they're male? Do they corrupt their way sometimes? Do they, you know, buy them drinks somewhere, do certain other stuff? Because the easiest perception is that it's ladies who are involved in crafting their way to good grades.
That's true, by the way. When it comes to men, it's also a fact. we will hear of some guys who have never done exams, they've never been to class, but at the end of the year, they have their grades, their transcripts have A's, yet you never see this person in class. And it's a male lecturer, and this guy is like a male student. And they'll tell you, after the class, I followed the lecturer, and I gave him some cash. I told him, buy yourself a drink. And because that lecturer is into drinks, of course, he'll fall for the trap and he'll give you the grades.
So the men do corrupt their way
Yes.
into their grades.
Yes.
Yeah, money is so important in today's society.
Money is important.
Yeah.
So how do you get the money? How do you get the money to be buying somebody else stuff that they need?
Online jobs, mostly.
Online jobs?
Yeah.
You want to say something?
It's okay. Like for me, I think it's very hard for, let's say, a male student to corrupt a lecturer. First, you see, a lecturer is somebody who is working, is on a payroll. Then for you as a student,
That's
it's
like trying to tell me that it's hard to corrupt a police officer because they're on a payroll.
Yeah.
no, it's okay. Like the money that
Is corruption a matter of, is it a matter of need or greed?
Greed.
It's a matter of greed.
Greed.
Yeah, so anybody can be corrupted.
Yeah.
Payroll or no payroll.
No.
There are thieves who have a lot of money. What they do.
It's okay in the sense that you people bring it out. Like for me to corrupt a lecturer, I have to, let's say, take him to a joint, let's say, and then we have a drink. Yeah, for me to hang out with the student, let's say, if I'm a lecturer, I'll hang out with the student who I know is whose financial ability. I know he can sustain me. Like let's say if we go out, then I'm assured he will take care of my bills. So for me, like there is no such a student, or let's say the cases are very
You agree
few.
with him?
No. I actually
Are you
think,
the the newest student in college?
no, I don't. Actually, I think that it's in the African society, it's not actually happening like the way women could do it for their lecturers. But at some point, the guys do actually bribe the lecturers, or they can even, tell him, I have a pretty sister and I can hook you up, or something of the sort. Or maybe you guys are just friends, and the lecturer is
Do
like,
they also hook up their friends in college?
oh, I think they do.
Are they used as the bridge in between?
Maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
But I also think you can look at it from two aspects. When it comes to a lady, the society, most people have grown up maybe without fathers and mentors. So for a lady, she might be very innocent, going out there looking for somebody who can mentor her. But on the other aspect, the lecturer, you should remove the pressure from the students, but some lecturers also craft their way. They can fail you and try to act like they want to help you, but they have laid a trap for you.
So they created an artificial problem
so that you can fall in their traps.
which they're the only ones who can solve.
Yeah.
How do you wriggle your way out of that? Sometimes people will be very curt about their intentions, where they tell you, look, you got an E, you have a supplementary, and unless you do what I want you to do, you're not going to pass this exam. How do you wriggle your way out of that? And you still want to retain your values? Is there recourse?
Sometimes it's such a challenge, because I've seen friends who end up just having to use the unethical ways because they don't have an option. But I've never been in that situation, but I think maybe you should just struggle with the supplementaries, struggle with the retakes until maybe if you do them like 3-4 times, if you present them to like a dean and say, by the way, this lecturer has something against me, because how can I retake like 4 times without getting a good grade? Then at least a reasonable dean or HOD will help you out, because they'll realize there's something wrong.
The reason I asked you that, it is important that people know that there is a recourse.
Yeah.
Because there's some people who are trapped thinking there's no other way that they can get out of those kind of things. So it is important that you point out that if they keep on resitting, they can go and talk to their dean, so that any student who's watching and is in that kind of situation should know that the final word is never with the person who is in the classroom, but they can always find their way out.
Yeah.
It's okay. To add on that, I think in every university, like after the exam marking, there's this period where after you receive the results and you think this is not the grade that you deserve. There's the period for, I think, appeal, yeah, where you have you present your appeal like, I don't deserve this grade I was given. Maybe if it's a lower grade, you can appeal and then you go for remarking.
Who do you appeal to?
You can appeal through the dean's office, yeah. So you appeal, you have your papers be remarked, but by an external examiner.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure.
Is that process easy?
No,
It's
because
not.
you have to pay again for the remarking.
When you're paying, is that very costly?
No,
It's not very costly,
It's-
but it's just that the process isn't easy.
yeah,
How long would it take? You know, if I want my papers remarked, how long would that take?
take like a week or two.
And most people don't want to. So we get back to the place of people don't like to go through process, you know.
Yeah,
So they'd rather find an easy way out, right? But there is help. Yeah? There is help to that. What other factors would contribute? Now, we've talked about pressure, we've talked about laziness. What other factors would contribute to people wanting to get grades without having worked for them?
Maybe right now in this world, I think education is becoming less of importance. It's a reality, it's a change that is taking place right now in this world. So there are so many things coming up, businesses, and people are just going through behind us, and there they are, they have big jobs, and then you find some people like the online jobs, they just sit in the house, they write, and they can get cash. So your parent is paying the fees, he thinks you are in school, but you're at home seated and you can just easily get cash. Then you can end up paying for, somebody even to sit for you, to do the exams for you yet. Maybe a parent thinks,
Does that happen?
yes, it does.
That somebody will sit in my place in an exam room?
Yes, it does. Very well.
They don't look like me? Or is it those kind of classes where you've got, the courses where you've got like 300 students?
Yes, like in my university you have like 1,000 students. So how is the lecturer supposed to know even who is who and how many came, how many didn't? You can easily, I have a friend who was confessing to me and saying, I can easily walk into an exam after it starts, and I can leave before it ends because the lecturer doesn't even know me. And I can send a friend, just tell them, go write for me this and this, and they leave the paper there,
But it's so crazy to hear that, because then what are we producing? What are we producing? Because that already then also raises the question on the authenticity of the papers that you guys need to carry. Yeah. What should parents do to help students not feel like they need to do anything unethical in school to get their grades?
I think they should stop putting so much pressure on you and stop expecting so much. If they know, a parent should know how much my child can accomplish. If they can get an A, they know. If they can get a C, they know. So they should stop expecting too much from someone who they know they can't get an A.
All right. What should parents do?
the pressure should come down, and the expectations are so high, even from the society.
All right.
Yeah.
What should they do?
I think the first thing parents should do is, when you're still young, they should talk to you. Like when you're still in high school, let these parents start preparing you for campus. Yeah. Let them tell you, by the way, when you go out there, this is what is going to happen, so that when a child gets to campus, they don't face that culture shock, and at least they'll be able to adjust.
Some of them
the
never went to
environment.
campus. Kelvin, your closing remarks. What should parents do?
I think we should place more value, more pressure, or not necessarily pressure, but we should look into the values of humanity, more of honesty, quality, trust, those basic things. We should promote them more.
More than the grades.
Yeah.
I think parents at an early age should identify what their children can do, and in that order, like let them be trained doing a particular thing and leave alone the pressure of education.
The things that they love.
Yeah,
and
let
the
them
things that they're
let them
passionate
decide
about.
for their own, like identify whichever the line of interest that your child has.
All right.
Let them pursue that.
You've been watching Relationship Wednesday on Life and Style. This is our last for this year. By the time we see you, it will be 2017. Talking to these young people, you get to know that you don't have to fall into the trap to get your grades. There's always a way out. Parents, reduce the pressure. Talk to your children. Talk to your sons and daughters. Allow them to tell you what they would like to do. Work your way around it, because sometimes you do not know the kind of things that they are exposed to and the kind of pressure that they face just trying to please you. But if you're in a situation like that, we've been told you have recourse. I am Pastor Chris. Keep the conversation going on Twitter even as we close right now. KTN Life and Style is the hashtag. Tomorrow is Inspiration Thursday. Keep it right there. God bless you.